Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday Memo. Now, in the last couple of episodes, I've addressed some of the reasons behind why we might be fearful of digital disruption, as well as how we can start maybe charting a course through some of its consequences. That disrupt or be disrupted, but how do we actually and really protect ourselves from the worst impacts of digital disruption, or even turn it to our advantage? Well, the good news is that there's a few steps that we can take, but before we even touch on those, I think it's useful to try and identify some digital disruptor reference points so we can quickly gather the necessary behaviors and mindsets to do so effectively. So, how do digital disruptors behave, right? Okay, so digital disruptors like Amazon, Airbnb, Nike, yes, Nike. I mean, look how they've used digital to add more value than simply just adding Air or Air Max to their trainers. And other digital disruptors, they're intensely customer focused. Now, you probably think that you're already serving your businesses at a high level, making sure the financials are complete and accurate, and your advice is objective and the best that you're trained to give. However, in truth, most finance teams are managed to be low cost. I mean, how many of us have witnessed finance headcount cuts or travel freezes in our own or other financial teams? And at the same time, we're only offering our business incremental improvements in what we do. From a product perspective, if you think about Nike, if you can remember that far back for those listening, can you remember when Nike used to add Air to their trainers? That was an incremental improvement, and then it was Air Max. So these are the type of incremental improvements we're getting at the same time trying to cut cost. Now we've got these digital tools and technologies, which are in some cases low cost or free. We can now offer our businesses so much more value at relatively lower cost. So let's stop thinking about the images we have around our old processes and tools, and instead let us obsess over the question: how can we serve our businesses better, faster, and with more value? We may cost a bit more in doing so, but the value delivered more than compensates for this. All right, so how do we do this? Well, the three steps are: first one, simply ask our businesses what they want. The fact is they've been asking for us to do more and more for an awful long time. In some instances, they've insourced their own advisors and consultants because we've been too slow to embrace them. And then we can leverage our own unique strengths to partner and collaborate with our customers, our clients, to help them look outside of their own silos and existing experience of finance. And as we begin to look more through their eyes, we might find that with additional valuable offerings that we actually have existing skills and resources to act on. I mean, through this vantage point, we can generate more ideas more quickly. Don't worry about building a future. Build the next thing our businesses and colleagues, internal customers, clients really need, and the future will find us. The second step then is to use digital enhancements to amplify their experience of finance and accounting. Things like, instead of supplying them with hard copy or emailed reports, if we're still doing that, how about giving them the flexibility of a self-service dashboard visualization or something that they can access in real time via their mobile phones or their tablets? Because this is done digitally, you can then use this digital bridge to not only see who's using what features, how often, or what they're finding useful, but we can then also use those insights to identify opportunities to deliver even more value, test them or deliver them in an improved way so the total experience that our businesses, customers and clients have of finance improves. And then finally, I call it rinse and repeat, but once we've asked them what they want, met their needs with digital enhancements, these digital bridges, to rapidly test and deploy solutions that add value, the final step is simply to measure this success and then do the whole process over again and again and again. These really are three simple steps, so rather than being disrupted and fearful, us in finance and accounting, we can become a digital disruptor ourselves that is successful not only today but into the future, because we build better customer and client experiences faster and cheaper. And that's why we invite guest mentors onto the Strength in Numbers podcast to share their own journeys, their hard-won lessons, their experiences, deconstruct with them what really works so we get better images, patterns to work with. And accounting finance, we've been around for centuries, but now we've digital disruption to deal with. We've images to get right, and Digital disruption is an unstoppable force, and to try to fight it, it's going to be futile. But what we can do to embrace digital disruption or even plan for it, which is good, we're actually good at planning, keeping an eye on the ball and knowing the signs of digital disruption that are emerging in our industries and profession to some extent, means we can get ahead of the game and work with it rather than against it. Not only does this prevent the wave of digital disruption from washing away any successes our profession may have had built up to date, it can also lead to our further growth and new opportunities for us and our businesses into the future. Digital disruption, I was going to leave on this thought. Digital disruption typically marks changes in consumer needs, and therefore working with the tide allows us to fulfill these emerging needs, keep existing customers happy, and open up opportunities for new customers to find what they need from their accounting and finance professionals. So look, I hope you enjoyed the last few episodes on digital disruption. If you did, please let your friends know or your colleagues know. We're on all the major podcast platforms: iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube and SoundCloud. And look, I do think we have a very bright future in finance and accounting, even though we're being disrupted, but let's be the disruptors for once. So until next time, take care of yourselves and let's keep on building our strength in the numbers.